Hi, I'm Karen. I'm the art therapist at Challenge, and today we're going to be working with clay. Now, there's something really special and unique about clay. When you think about it, when you're drawing, you're holding a pencil, and when you're painting, you're holding a paintbrush. So there's a bit of distance between you and the artwork that you're making. But with clay, when you have it in your hand, any imprint that you make on the clay goes directly into the clay, which is really beautiful. So you're getting this really physical experience, and touching and just feeling clay can be really grounding and very soothing. It's kind of like a stress ball, so the more you kind of push it and squeeze it and pull it, it's really satisfying. So our biggest organ is skin. And especially the skin on your palm is really sensitive. So there's thousands and thousands of nerve endings on your palm. And so you're really hyper aware of what you're touching and what you're feeling when something is in your hand. So you become aware of the coolness of what's in your hand, or if it's really warm, or if it's sharp, or if it's soft. So there's a lot of things that you can notice just by kind of focusing on and being aware of the senses in your hand. So from that perspective, it doesn't really matter what you make when you're using clay. As long as you're just playing with it and feeling it and making anything, you'll get the benefits of it. But today I'm going to do a few structured things with you so that I can help you to explore the qualities of the clay and just get the most out of it. So let me show you what we need for today. Firstly, we will need air-dried clay. You can use any type of clay. This is air-dry clay, which means that I don't have to bake it in the oven or in a kiln. I just leave it for a couple of days and it dries out, which is perfect for me. I have a big bucket here, but you only need maybe something that can fit into your hand. You're also going to need a plate. I like to have a bowl of water. This is to add to the clay when it starts to dry out a little bit. But also if my hands get really messy, I can just wash them off. I like to keep a tea towel in case I get really messy and just want to wipe my hands. This is the thing about clay. It is something that's messy and very immediate and on your hands and kind of does get a bit slippery, but you can just wash it off, and it's more of the fun of using it rather than worrying about getting messy. And the other thing we'll need today are some little skewers, or you can use a pencil as well. But just something that will make a really fine mark in your clay. So the first thing that we're going to do today is just get some clay, probably something that fits in the palm of your hand, so it doesn't have to be too big. And I just want you to feel it and just explore it a little bit. So is it smooth or is it hard? Has it kind of been sitting out for a bit and dried out, or is it really kind of soft and wet like this one? So I also want you to think about whether it's cold or whether it's warm. Does it warm up when it's in your hands? What's it like to squeeze it? What if you squeeze it really hard? And what if you squeeze it really softly? And what's it like to kind of pull it apart? Just squeeze the clay and feel it and explore it. So now that we know our clay a little better, I want you to try to make something with your eyes closed. So we're really now focusing on our sense of touch rather than our visual sense using our eyes. And I think I'm going to try and make a chair. Let's see how I go. So you can pick anything you like and just do it with your eyes closed and see what happens. It wasn't that bad. It does look like a wonky chair. It was kind of hard to try to make the little legs separately and not know where they were on my plate, but it was fun. It was a fun experiment doing that. You never know what it's going to look like, and it definitely always looks different than what it feels like. So now that we've done a few exercises with the clay, take just a moment to check in with yourself and see how you're feeling now as opposed to when you started. Notice what's happening for you using the clay, and if it's something that you like or if you don't like. Not everyone loves the touch of clay, so it's not something that you have to like. So now that we've done a few exercises, I'm going to show you how to make a little bowl using your hand. This is something really beautiful because it involves kind of tracing around your hand, so it's drawing and clay work, and it makes a really beautiful bowl at the end that you can use when it dries out. You can paint it, you can do whatever you like with it. So I'll show you how to do that now. So for this, you're going to need an extra bowl. So I have this one. You can also use a plastic bowl as well, and some baking paper. So if you don't use baking paper, the clay tends to stick on the plate and become really messy. So it's better to use this. Place the baking paper on your table. Now we're going to flatten our clay to around sort of like a centimetre thick or just less. So place it on the baking paper, put another piece on top, and you want to roll it out to flatten it. And so what you might need is a rolling pin, and if you don't have one, I'm just using like a hairspray can or a Glen 20 can, anything that you can find. Great, so once you've rolled it out so it's really flat, take the top piece off and then place your hand on there, and you want it to fit your hand. So there's two ways you can do this. You can do it with your fingers together, or you can do it with your fingers a little bit apart. And now with your skewer, you just want to trace around your hand. Great, so take your hand off and have a look at what you made. And now we want to cut it out, and you can kind of fix up those areas that you're not happy with. Cool, now that we've cut it out, just peel away that excess clay that we don't need. And you're just going to pick this up and place it in your bowl. You're going to actually curve the fingers and curve the palm so it fits in the bowl. There we go. If I let it dry like that, that's exactly how it will turn out. And it will have that really beautiful curved shape to it. So it's kind of like it's really holding something special. And with these little edges, you could just put a bit of water on your finger, and you can kind of just smooth them out by just rubbing them softly. What I'm going to do now is use my skewer and do some drawings into the bowl. So that is my finished hand. I'm really pleased with that. I'm going to leave it to dry in the bowl, and it will be ready in maybe 2 days. It will have dried out, and then you can add some paint to it, or you can do whatever you like. So I have left my bowl to dry for a week, and I came in to see how it's going, and have a look. That is it fully dried. It just fits in the palm of your hand, and it is actually my hand, you can see that, which is really cool. I'm really excited to put things in there that are special to me. I might decorate it, I might paint it. And before it dried, I actually kind of decorated the back as well. So that's something you can do before it dries if you like. I'm really, really pleased with that one, and I had so much fun today. So thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Bye.